There are some things that are just fun, even if you realize that they might not be of the highest quality. I've never been a huge fan of the anime style, save for Dragon Ball Z, but I know that it does have a humongous fan base. Now, this style has been applied to video games for a long time, but the problem is that, for the most part, they just haven't been any good. This game doesn't necessarily break that trend from a technical standpoint, but it's still a hell of a lot of fun. This is Gacha Force for the Nintendo GameCube.
Alright, let's rock! Next! Yeah! Yes! Yes!
Gacha Force follows the story of a kid named Ko, or Ku, who discovers a robot named G-Red that warns of an attack by an evil group of robots. Of course, like most anime, the kid is allowed to leave his house without parental supervision and start fighting with the robot. Along the way, you'll meet new people that are willing to join your cause, and eventually gain more robots to help you as well. The game's pace is extremely quick, almost arcade-like, giving you quick bursts of gameplay followed by a little bit of storytelling. At its core, Gacha Force is a third-person action game. The goal of each level is to defeat every enemy using any means necessary. You'll have access to a gun, melee, and different power-ups depending on what robot you're using. Some have bombs, some have turbo boosts, and some have missiles, and these all can be used to help take down your opponents. You'll usually have a few partners as well, and these guys are swapped into your place if and when you explode. The game's extremely quick, easy to learn, and harder to master. The combat system is almost perfect, and if it wasn't for some occasional collision detection, I wouldn't really have anything negative to say about this aspect of it. The developers seem to really understand that this is still a game, and it has to be fun if people are going to buy it, or enjoy it. Now, one of the problems of Gacha Force is that it does tend to get a little bit repetitive. You'll be fighting wave after wave of enemies, and then you'll be doing a similar task on the next level. If you're in love with this idea, this might not even be an issue, but the goals don't really seem to change. Of course, how you have to complete each task varies depending on what enemy you're facing, but the end goal doesn't. Just kill everything. Sure, other games can be a little bit repetitive too, but Gacha Force doesn't really mask it as well as it could. A little change in setting or style would really go a long way with this game. Gacha Force is a strange game to judge with its visuals. It looks fairly primitive for a GameCube game, but this also comes down to its animation style, which is just not as sophisticated as more modern animation. However, what really cannot be excused is the voice acting. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is the worst voice acting I have ever heard in a video game. The narrator sounds like he got pulled off the street to read a few lines. It's really cringeworthy.
The day after a meteorite fell towards Safari Town, a boy went in search of it, hoping to find an adventure. What he found was a palm-sized robot that has a mind of its own.
Gacha Force is not a great game, but it is still a quirky and fun experience. Invite a friend over and give this a rent, because even though you'll laugh at some of its flaws, you'll have a good time.
Alright! Yay! We did it!